What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Exclusive Tea Talk Show. It's your host, Jai.
And Kay.
And today we have another special exclusive episode for you guys. We're going to be doing a little college advice type of episode, but clearly like post-grad. So a couple things before we start. One, if you guys noticed, our sign is not here today. So rest in peace to our sign. It'll be back soon. And then we're not doing our exclusive icebreaker game today, but that will also be back soon.
Yes.
And before we get into it, we're just going to let you guys know, if you've been watching us since day one, you already know this information. But for the ones who just clicking into this video, I went to Clark Atlanta University. I graduated in May of 2023, and I majored in mass media arts with a concentration in radio, TV, and film.
Okay, and I graduated from the University of West Georgia, and I got my degree in mass communications, and I also did a concentration in video and film, and I minored in marketing as well.
Yes. Our majors are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
But our schools just call it something different.
Yeah.
But yeah, for those who are watching and don't know or whatever, yeah. And this video is just for all of the guys and the girlies out there who are about to go to college and just need a little advice. And or if you're already in college, you might be about to graduate, you want to know a little about life post-grad, all of that. We're about to get into all of that in this video. Yes. So keep watching. So the first thing we're going to talk about is, what are some things that you wish you would have known before you went to college?
Well, off the top of my head, I would just say just finding out that everyone wasn't raised like how you was. Just because, when you staying in dorm life, you come across different people with different backgrounds who was taught things differently, and sometimes it can create little clashes between you, or you just learn that it's just like, oh, well, I know you do this, and I'm just gonna keep my eye on you because I know you be on that weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, just knowing that people just wasn't raised like you and just navigating that.
Yeah. That's real. That's a big one. People were not raised the same. People come from different places. And let me tell y'all something. It's real. When you go to a school and people are coming from all different places around the U.S., people really act different from different states, from different places. Like, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how drastic it was until I went to college. I was like, oh, wow. Like, people from here act a certain way. People from the Midwest act a certain way. People from up north act a certain way. Like, it's different.
Yeah, man. People be like, we claim like Atlanta, the Clayton County area, but even people down South Georgia act different.
Yeah, like, be like South.
I'll be like, I don't know what y'all been taught, but that's not what we do up here.
Exactly. Yeah, that's real. For me, I would say just the fact that college goes by so fast and you don't really realize. I didn't know before I went to college how fast it was going to go by. And had I known going back, had I known that it was going to go by so fast, I probably would have tried to make more of my experience while I was there.
Yeah.
Because it goes by so fast.
Yeah.
Like, you dream about going, well, I don't know about y'all, but I dreamed about going to college. And then it's like, you're finally there, and you just wake up one day and you're graduating.
Facts.
So it's just, just enjoy every second, every moment while you're there. Try to make the best of everything, for sure.
Definitely. So, what did a day-to-day life look like for you as a college student?
Okay, so I was involved in a couple of different things when I was in college. So, obviously waking up, getting ready, going to class. I would go to the caf to get something to eat sometimes. When I was involved in like a modeling organization or whatever at my school. I would go to practice, and come back to my dorm. I might hang out with my friends. We might do something or whatever. It's obviously different stuff on campus to do, so just hanging out or whatever. Yeah, like I did a lot of modeling in college, so I was at practices a lot and obviously class. So between those two, and of course hanging out and stuff, I feel like that's kind of what my life was like for real in college.
Okay.
How about you?
Well, I feel like my day-to-day really just depends on the day, honestly.
Yeah.
Just because
same.
One day wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
One day would not be the same. Especially with my classes, because with my major, I had a lot of like late night 5:30 to 8 p.m. classes. Mm-hmm. So if I do a day-to-day just on like a regular chill day, it would really just be me getting up, getting ready for class. 9 times out of 10, I would skip breakfast because I'd be getting up like 30 minutes before class.
Oh my gosh.
So
you definitely used to be skipping breakfast all the time.
Yes, I would depending on if I had a morning class or a midday class, I would get up, get dressed, and then get food after class. Mm-hmm. And depending on what day it was, that would determine which dining hall I would go to, because
it would be the same.
Yeah, it would be different foods each time. So I'll decide, and then after that, eat, go back, probably do some work, watch some TV, chill, debrief after all my classes. And then depending on if it was a weekend or Friday, I may be preparing to go out with my friends. Mm-hmm. However, with my major, it was a lot of group projects, a lot of group stuff. So if I wasn't hanging out with my friends or going to class, I was doing a lot of group projects. Yeah. So going to class, group projects, getting food, coming back and chilling, and may hang out with my friends if I was still up for the night.
Yeah. It's a whole lot in college. But what I kind of realized in college is you have to kind of create a routine and a schedule for yourself.
Yeah.
Because it can be a whole lot of going on. Mm-hmm. And you just got to know how to kind of balance everything. So I would definitely recommend having a schedule, having a routine.
Yeah. I would have a different routine per day, because I know for me it would be I would have the same classes Monday and Wednesday, and then my Tuesday and Thursday classes would be similar. Yeah. So depending on them days, that would really determine a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Every day obviously is not going to be the same, but you got to have some type of something, because it can get stressful.
It really can, especially if you're working with that too, because I know one of my semesters I worked, and all of that plus a job, it just be
a lot.
Yeah, it's hard trying to find time to, relax, chill, and have your alone time, as well as balancing your social life and your fun time with your friends.
Exactly.
Like you said, just finding a routine, finding a schedule, and sticking with it day by day, and it's gonna get easy.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so how did you know that your school was the right school for you? Academically, socially, and financially. So choosing the right college for you. How did you go about that?
Well, I feel like my decision was just kind of different, just because this was during COVID. And this was when they didn't really require you to have any SAT or ACT score anymore, because this was during a time where I was still actively trying to raise my ACT, SAT scores to get into the schools, any of the schools I was applying for. Mm-hmm. So once they dropped it, I really just based my decision on financial wise, just because I said, it was COVID, and I know my parents, they had government jobs. That's when the government was shut down. They wasn't getting that money. So my decision was really just based off financials. Just because I really didn't have like no specific, like I wanted to be in the city, suburbs, country. I didn't really mind like that. I didn't mind if it was like, well, I didn't want to go to no crazy small school now, because I got some offers from some small country Christian schools. No, now that was my limit. But other than that, I really didn't have like no strict like list of like this what I want, this what I want, this what I want. I really just based off financials, just due to the climate of what was going on at the time.
Okay. That's real.
So what about you?
Mine, I chose Clark Atlanta because number one, it's a HBCU, and I did know I wanted to go to a HBCU. A lot of that really stemmed from just the high school that we went to, and feeling like I did not have a real high school experience. If you know what high school we went to, good for you. If you don't, just kind of not finding out, because not giving them any my time. But anyway, yeah, so I feel like I didn't get that real high school experience the way I wanted, and so I was like, I'm definitely going to HBCU so I can get that full real experience, you know. And not to mention my older sister went to Clark Atlanta as well, so I kind of saw her experience and how things were. It was in this. It is in the city, so that was cool. I like that because it's always something to do. And then just the fact that once I figured out what I wanted to major in and what I wanted to pursue, what type of career I wanted to pursue for myself in life, then Clark kept coming up anyway. When I would look at different schools that was good for that major, Clark kept coming up. So I was like, you know, it just makes sense. Mm-hmm. Now financially, it's not cheap to go there, baby. It's not cheap to go to Clark Atlanta at all. But I had to work for them scholarships that I got because I really wanted to go there and I wanted to stay there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, got scholarships and made it work. Just like the saying at Clark Atlanta, find a way or make one, baby. Mm-hmm. It was no choice. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's my little testimony.
Okay. How did you balance your academics with your social life?
Well, first off, I'm going to just say for me personally, and for y'all out there too, academics should always be number one, should come first no matter what. Like, academics, social life shouldn't even be, you know. Well, like I said, academic, social life. Academic, social life. Okay. But so academics was always number one for me, point blank, period. So I always just made sure that whatever I had to do was done before I even tried to even think about going somewhere or doing something, you know. There were times where I literally had friends in college where we were out sometimes and they would be like, it's 11:30, and they're like, oh my god, it's something to do at 11:59, and we over here, I'm trying to help them look this up, look that up, trying to turn something in. Like, it's stressful, it's too much.
Most definitely.
So I'm gonna just tell y'all that in college, parties are not going anywhere. I promise you that. So if you got to get something done, get it done. Like, the parties, the having fun, whatever you choose to do, it's not going anywhere. It's going to be there all the time. Facts. So don't try to feel like I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to make it to every single party, you know. You don't got to do all of that. You don't. And just make sure you're prioritizing what needs to be prioritized, because baby, at the end of the semester, if you ain't on top of your game at the end of the semester, you're not gonna always have a nice professor,
right,
that might, if you slacken, give you something extra, you know. So just don't have to learn it the hard way. Just do what you gotta do, get stuff out the way early so that you're not stressing and all of that.
Facts. I would totally agree with everything you just said. 100%. I know for myself, I would just set goals for if I was about to go out that night. It's like, okay, I want to get these 3 assignments done by the time for me to go out, and that's going to be my reward, me getting my assignments done. But at the end of the day, like, you just have to realize that, you know, you're paying for these classes.
Exactly.
So going to these parties and you know you got an assignment due, or you know you got an 8:30 class in the morning, like, you just have to pick and choose when to go to certain stuff. Like she said, it's always gonna be parties. Like, you got a whole 4 years. Even when you graduate, you still gonna be going to parties.
Exactly.
So you don't have FOMO and fear of missing out. Like, make sure you get your assignments done and make sure you have your due diligence so you can get that degree, because when the end of the semester come and you got all these zeros and F's, how you think you're going to get credits for this class?
Exactly.
How you going to move to that next step in your degree if you can't even secure this one credit?
Exactly. You're going to have to take the class over.
That's more money.
Right. Pay for the class again. That's just too much.
Facts. And now your GPA messed up.
Exactly.
So like she said, don't learn it the hard way. Stick to your routine. Make sure you're getting all your stuff done. And when you get all your work done, going out is your reward.
Exactly.
So just look at it like
and
that.
I don't know if it's just me, but I can't even go out and enjoy myself if I know I have something to do. I don't know how people do that.
On me, like, do y'all not like
I won't be standing in the middle of the club stressed.
On me, like,
I can't do that. I don't know.
Facts. And I had to take some L's a couple times, but every single time I've taken an L, it's always been like some random 5-point or 10-point discussion post. Okay, but baby, not no 25% exam or test or project. Like, like, nah, like we gonna have to take our L's sometimes, but pick and choose your L's.
Exactly,
baby, like,
exactly, and learn from it too.
Facts.
Okay, so when you're in college, it is so important to network and build relationships. I really cannot speak on that enough. Like, I want so many people to know, especially people who are in college right now. When you get out of college, you're going to realize how important it was to network with so many different people and build relationships, because these are the people that you're going to look back and probably need for something, you know? Whether that's jobs or whatever the situation is. Building relationships and networking with people while you're in college is so important. Like, please do that while you're in college, y'all. Because when you come back and after college and you're looking for help with something or whatever, and they're looking like, I don't even know who she is, never heard that name a day in my life, never saw her, blah, blah, blah. You know, that's not going to be, it's not really going to help you out.
Right.
And also, I feel like with friendships, but I feel like that's kind of, everybody's story and trajectory is different in college, you know? But I feel like a lot of times your friendships that you build in college end up being like lifelong friendships. So I don't know, that's my opinion on it. How you feel?
I definitely agree. You know, networking and finding people in your major and building connection is definitely useful and helpful once you graduate college, because it's just like, I feel like it's kind of a conversation starter. It's just like, oh yeah, I remember you from yada yada yada. I remember having a class with you. How are you doing? And you know, you can just build off of that, and you never know what can come out of it, honestly. And as far as like building connections with friends, I feel like it's like you said, everybody's story is differently. Like, everybody's outlook on everything is going to be differently. So I feel like choosing your friends in those relationships, you just have to just go with the flow and just, I don't know, it'd be hard. Like, don't, like you said, the people that you do meet in college are your lifelong friends. But I just know, like, for example, people have told me that they got closer with their friends that they had in college after they even graduated. So it's just like, you never really know. Like, you can meet somebody down the line, find out they went to your school, and build off a connection from that. So just building a relationship with your friends, it's just kind of, you just got to find your own way, honestly.
Yeah. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. Them freshman group chats that y'all are in before you even come to college, baby, them probably not gonna be your friends. Your friend group.
Yeah.
It's like 100 of y'all in a group chat. Like, be serious. I got kicked out of mine.
Same. I just feel like it's kind of... I feel like when you are kind of all scattered and not really on campus yet, it's kind of hard really building connections for real. Well, for me it was, because it's just like, how can I talk to you and I don't even know what you really look like in real life. I don't really know what your personality really is. So half of them group chats, it's like you may be cool with maybe one or two, and you may be cordial with them after by the time you get to senior year, but you probably not gonna be tight with them like how you think you gonna be.
Yeah.
And that's just real.
Facts. But yeah, definitely try to, like I said, well, like we both said, build those connections, network with different people. Just get in with a lot of different people while you're in college, because you never know how somebody may be able to help you in the future. Who knows who, any of that. Like my first job that I got in my major post-grad was somebody who went to Clark Atlanta. She graduated years ago, but it was still, okay, you went to Clark Atlanta? Like, yeah, girl, I got you. You know what I'm saying? So, and college is definitely going to teach you, and you're going to have plenty of time and opportunity to network. For real. Like, it's so much time for that. And it's just going to keep happening. You're going to be forced to do it, literally. Right. So, it's really about what you make out of it, honestly.
So, would you say college is like the movies and TV shows?
No. Oh my goodness, and I hate that.
Like,
well, okay, I feel like it can be. But you keep going first, and then I'm gonna say my answer.
Like, I feel like just growing up, you know, just seeing different movies,
Drumline,
yeah, Stomp the Yard, even like old school TV shows like A Different World, like just seeing how they go about college life and campus life, it just like makes you excited to go want to experience.
Exactly, I always wanted to go, and that's another reason why I wanted to go to Clark Atlanta, because for y'all that didn't know, those were filmed at Clark Atlanta University. Yeah, period.
So yeah, like just seeing that, it just makes you like real eager and real excited to get that college experience. So would you say your experience was like all those shows and movies we just talked about?
Oh my goodness, no. Like I feel like I got that HBCU experience, you know, like just like how it's just it's fun all the time. It's always something going on. Somebody, like, you can find somebody that does anything, you know. So many talented people around you. The way that you're taught is like a really good experience. It teaches you, it molds you into the person that you are. It teaches you to be unapologetically Black, all of that. I love that. But as far as like how we watched it on TV and you thought you're like it was gonna go this and this. But Kayla's experience is kind of different because you were already in a relationship. But me kind of speaking from like the relationship standpoint, and people, because I know people always talk about this like on social media and stuff, thinking that they were going to meet their person in college and it was going to be like this, you know, all of that. Like, no. Well, it happened for a lot of people. I do know a lot of people in college that they found their person. Even like people who are older, they tell me like, yeah, I met my person in college, blah, blah, blah. We still been together. And I see people who are in college now that I personally know, and I can tell they're going to stay together. But y'all, I don't know what happened to me. Hey, that wasn't my experience. I didn't get that. So I'm not going to say it's not true, you know, but stuff is always a little overhyped anyway in movies and TV shows. Like, it's always a little dramatic, you know, but hey.
Yeah, like the movies, especially like Stomp the Yard. You finna think I'm finna be on the yard watching y'all stroll every day after class. Like, what is the yard? The yard be empty. Don't be nobody out.
Well, I mean, only when they taking pictures.
Or I mean, only when they're taking their pictures. But yeah, like, I feel like kind of, even like shows like Grownish, like it kind of give you an idea of what college could be like, but it definitely stretches it.
Yeah, like, it's a reach a little bit.
Yeah, like don't get too hyped. Yeah. At the end of the day, baby, you're gonna be stressed and ain't nothing gonna be funny about going to college after a while. Like ain't nothing finna be sweet. So like it kind of just, you know, only really kind of show like, I wouldn't even say the best parts of college, but it's still kind of stretched. Like
they show like a little trials and tribulations and stuff in the movies and TV shows and stuff that they went through, but like you said, it's made up, so it's not gonna be completely like that when you get to college. So if you thinking it's gonna be exactly like that, it's not.
The only thing I would probably say is kind of accurate would really be like walking into like them big old auditorium classes and like, well, I feel like my school only had like 3 big ones. But just walking into like them big auditoriums with the teacher all the way at the bottom and all the rows, that's kind of accurate.
Okay.
But other than that,
yeah,
some of it is a stretch.
Yeah, it is. But I feel like your experience is also just what you make it, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're not going to go to college and have fun. College is fun. You know, you're finally away from your parents. You have like some independency, and that's really going to show who you are as a person.
Right.
For real.
Some people get down there and just show their black behind.
Exactly. Exactly. But, you know, it's really what you make it. It's not a bad experience or anything. But if you go in there, okay, I'm going to tell you this. Because I went in there thinking it was going to be like Stomp the Yard and Drumline. Just don't go in there thinking it's going to be like that. Just go in there and make your own experience.
Yeah, that's good.
I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, don't compare or try to make your experience like anybody else you've seen. Just make your own path.
Exactly. And that'll work. That'll be good.
Yeah.
I wish somebody would have told me that, because I was a little delusional.
Like, I'm thinking I'm finna come in here first week, I'm finna meet my besties off rip. We finna be like locked in.
Girl, you already met your bestie, so you didn't need that.
You know what I mean? Like your clique at college. Like you think you're finna come in and make your clique, your lifelong friends off rip. Because I feel like low key, like even like my parents, I feel like they be hyping it up too.
Yeah, college. Yeah.
Back then, how their college experience was totally different, like how ours was. So when they be telling us, I'm like, girl, like they's not gonna be doing all of that. Yeah. Like we got phones and social media. They not as nice as how you think you finna be. Like nah. But you do meet genuine nice people though. I'm not saying that you not gonna ever, but you gotta pick and choose for real. Make your own path.
Yeah. Exactly. I didn't meet I didn't have like a little clique in college either. Yeah. So I would meet a friend here, a friend there. Right. Like it was like that for me. I mean, I made some good friendships, but it wasn't like I wanted to have like a friend group in college. And I didn't really have that. I mean, my senior year I kind of did, but not really. So.
She said,
like, where are they now? So it's no, you know. So here we about to get into roommate relationships in college, y'all. Setting boundaries and dealing with living with different people in college. We already kind of spoke on this a little bit at the beginning of the video, but that roommate stuff is real. And y'all, I went through it when I was in college. My first year in college, I definitely had that roommate drama. It was bad. It was horrible.
Give us the tea. The exclusive tea.
Okay, so it was so many events that happened, and we really can't get into every single thing. But I'm gonna just tell y'all a little something. So, like Kayla said, when we went to college, we were in COVID. So, my first year, I wasn't on campus. But they have different pages and stuff where they post the people who are the incoming freshmen and stuff. So one of the girls, like a girl texted me or whatever, and she was like, hey, like, you're really pretty and I'm just trying to make friends or whatever. So we started talking, we started texting. Mind you, whole freshman first year, we were online. So we literally texted like every day for a year. Like, she was pretty cool or whatever. And we texted all the time. And then when we finally got on campus the second year, but it was technically our first year, but our second year. So we got on campus and we were cool. Also, I'm gonna just throw this in here. She was like a kind of insecure type of person, you know? Like, she had told me about like a lot of different stuff that she had went through with like guys and stuff. And I was just like a really good friend to her. I was always trying to uplift her and support her and just make her feel like she was that girl. Like,
Right.
girl, nobody cares about that. But when she got on campus, then I don't know, I just started to see like a shift in her. It was 4 of us. There was roommates. And 3 of us were all sophomores, and then one of the girls, she was a freshman. She wasn't even supposed to be in the dorm with us. She was supposed to be in the freshman dorm, but some stuff got mixed up or whatever.
Right.
So she ended up in there. And I'm just throwing the fact that she was Aries as well. Throw that in there. Y'all know I'm a Leo. So I think she came in there thinking that she was kind of like the HBIC and she wanted to run stuff. Y'all know I'm a Leo. That was never gonna work with me. So the other 2 roommates, they were kind of more so like fall in line type of people, and they would go for a lot of the stuff that she was on, but not me. I'm not that type of person. So I mean, we were all cool at first, but like I told y'all, the girl who I had been texting for a year, we were starting off a little bit closer, which is understandable because we had been texting for a whole year.
Right.
But old Aries girl, I feel like she was kind of jealous in a way because the girl would be telling me like a lot of her business and stuff. And we were all cool at first, but she would start to like, it seemed like kind of get jealous. Like, oh, why didn't she tell me that or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, well, you know, we were cool for a whole year before we even came. So, like, looking back, it kind of just seemed like she was kind of playing both sides of the fence and trying to, like, she would tell me different stuff like, oh, you know, blah, 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 she went into your soda while you were gone or whatever. Like, trying to tell on her basically, and then I would confront the girl about it and she would be like, no, she didn't do that. Like, it was like little petty stuff.
Weird stuff.
Yeah. So me and the Aries girl, we got into it a couple times, and I would notice that the girl that I was cool with for over a year, like, all of a sudden they started getting all tight and stuff, and every time me and the girl got into it, she would just never be on my side. She would always side with the other girl. Like, it would be weird stuff going on. If I would leave the dorm and go somewhere, when I would come back, they would just be in the dorm. You know how you can tell somebody just got done talking about you? Like, you know, when you can just feel that vibe. I would get that from them all the time. So I started distancing myself. I also had other friends though, and I think that was kind of a problem too, because I think they just wanted it to just be us.
Yeah.
And that was not it. Like, I was going to have my own friends still regardless. And it was just a lot of weird stuff that went on. One time Kayla was there. Well, Kayla was there a couple times, but one time Kayla was there, I had a fashion show. Because like I said, I did a lot of modeling in college. So I had a fashion show one day, and we came back, me, Kayla, and one of my other friends, we came back to the dorm. And we were just chilling in the common area, and we were playing music. And the Aries girl, she come out her room, like, trying to pop her stuff, like, Jael, can I talk to you in private? I was like, no, you can say whatever you have to say. She's like, okay, well, can y'all turn the music down? Like, I don't know, y'all. And the thing about it is, I'm not a nasty roommate or anything, But they literally would be in that comment area all the time, playing music, blasting music, inviting people over, being loud, all of that. And then the time I do it, then you just like, it's 12 o'clock on a Tuesday. Can you please?
Girl.
Like, just doing the absolute most, you know? Like, I don't know. And then it was another time. This was the last time, but me and her boyfriend, this was another problem. Her boyfriend didn't like me. He didn't go to the school or anything, but she would be on FaceTime with him all the time. And I guess she would be talking about me, telling him stuff. Don't know what she would be telling him, but he always had a problem with me. And she literally told me, like, da-da-da doesn't like you. Like, he don't know me.
Girl, nobody cares about you.
Okay, exactly. So, yeah, one time he was on FaceTime or whatever, and he said something like, we were all just in the comment area having a conversation. He just happened to be on the phone. He said something, and he said something about black people being racist. And I said black people can't be racist. And me and him literally got into a whole debate about this. And it's insane because I feel crazy for even going back and forth with somebody who can't even have an educated debate. Because what I'm saying is true and what you're saying is false. I don't even know why we're going back and forth.
Fact.
Like, when you look up the definition of being racist, you have to be the minority. If we're the majority, exactly. You have to be the majority. So that doesn't even make sense.
Right.
Like, and not to mention, you have to have power. And everybody knows that black people really have no power in this country. But
Babe's got the definition of racist and prejudice.
Exactly.
Confused.
And that's what I was trying to explain to him. You know, we could be prejudiced for sure, but being racist, no. And he just got so upset about it. Like, this man was on the phone calling me all types of B words and everything. Like, and she was just like...
This was when y'all was still like...
We had problems and stuff, but it was just kind of like a cordial type of thing, if that makes sense. And they kept trying to come back and be cool with me, but I was kind of over it at that point, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, y'all. Like, after that, it was just, we were literally into a bad argument. She finally got off the phone with him, and then the next day, she sent me like a long paragraph. Like, I think really what it was, I think he got mad because she wasn't defending him on the phone. Like, it just he went off on her or something. And then she came back, like, trying to defend him in the message, you know? Like,
if she was a good girlfriend / mediator, she wouldn't have even let y'all got to the point where y'all was going back and forth like that. Like,
exactly.
If that was you and my boyfriend, it wouldn't have even got to that point. Like, wait, like, why not step in while you're ahead and just squash it? Like, hey, all right, you think this, he think this, y'all can have your own opinion. Period.
Exactly.
Like, why didn't you never step up and stop it?
Exactly. And the thing about it is, he going on yelling at the top of his lungs, like screaming his number and stuff. Like, y'all, it was bad. Like,
his number.
Yes. Like, oh, okay. Like, you could just call me yourself. We can handle this. Like, I'm like,
I want to be with a guy who disrespects other females like that. Like,
exactly.
Seeing how a guy goes off on another female really just kind of gives you a perspective of how he acts. Cause like, I don't care even if you my man or not my man. I don't want to hear you going off on no female like that. Like, that's just disrespectful. I'm a girl's girl.
Exactly.
Keep it cute.
Point blank, period. And it's just like the fact that y'all was from St. Louis, you're in St. Louis, and I'm from Atlanta, and you're doing all of that, baby. I have people. You can think, like, he was talking about getting a flight coming down here and stuff. And baby, what do you think is going to happen?
Bro,
you won't even make it to my dorm, baby. Are you kidding me? Like, yeah, no. It was literally insane. And so she just tried to come back the next day, like, trying to defend him. Like, and the only reason why I kept going was because my other roommate literally said that she didn't know that we couldn't be racist. And she wanted me to explain it to her. So I'm not even talking to him anymore. I'm trying to explain to her. And he just doing the most. So yeah, like I said, she came back the next day sending me this long paragraph. Y'all, it was just crazy. I told her how I felt, and I told her, like, honestly, like, I don't really care at this point. I don't want to be cool with you. Like, the semester is wrapping up. You stay in your own lane, I'll stay in my own lane. That's that. And she come knocking at my door. Like, can I come in? I'm like, what's up? She's like, I didn't mean for it to get that far yesterday or anything. Like, she came kind of trying, like, I don't know if she was trying to mend things or what, but it was like when she saw that I was done, and I was just like, I don't even care at this point. Like, I'm not even about to sit here and have this conversation with you. Like, when I'm done, I'm just done. So I was really just like, you could just, I heard you, you could just get out my room. Like, I'm just over it. It was like she started getting mad. Like, that fire in her started fueling up. Then we started going at it, like, really bad. Like, it was bad. We yelling at each other and stuff. It got so bad to the point where, like, the other roommates heard, and had to come get, because I literally kept telling her, get the F out of my room, get the F out of my room. I wish I could put the video in there, y'all, but can't even put them in the video. So yeah, it just got really bad, and the roommates had to come get them out. Like, y'all, it was just so bad. It was bad. I sent that video to everybody too. Yes. Like, we were dead about to fight, for real.
Yeah, that whole experience, like, I hate that for you. And like Jai was saying, like, I was up there a lot, and it really just gave jealousy and hater, honestly, because it was nothing very specific that happened or nothing that initiated the beef. It's just like all of a sudden they just started hating.
Acting funny, and it was
acting funny and just being on the weird. They was even acting weird to me. I'm like, dang, like.
And my thing is, my best friend, like she said, she come up here a lot, and she would do different stuff, like give them rides, like. If they said they wanted something to eat or something, she would take them, because she had her car and they didn't have a car. So very nice. Like, it was no problem. I promise you, we weren't being mean girls, none of that. But I'm just naturally a person where I had other friends. So I really think that they didn't like that. And I do remember I was in the homecoming fashion show, and I asked the girl who I was originally cool with, who I texted and talked to for a year, if she was coming. And she was like, yeah, she wanted to come support me, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Aries girl, she started saying she wasn't going to homecoming. And mind you, that year of homecoming, still kind of COVID going on and stuff. They had all the events on the same day. So the step show, the fashion show, the concert, it was all on the same day, just different times, you know. Right. This is at that time, after that ends is this. So it was like that. So you paid for one ticket and you get an experience for everything, you know. I think the ticket was maybe like $100 or a little over $100.
It was more pricier because it was one package,
but it included everything. And that was the year, I know if y'all heard about Clark's homecoming that year, that was like the best homecoming. So it was worth it. But you know, the girl said she didn't have a problem, she wanted to come support me, but the other girl was like, no, I'm not paying that for no homecoming ticket, I'm not doing that, blah blah blah. So then homecoming. Exactly. So then the other girl started acting funny. I'm like, okay, but you're still coming, right? She's like, I don't know, because I don't really like, just start making stuff up. And I'm just like, I thought you said you were coming. Like, I was like, okay, that's cool. If you're like, you know, because y'all are cool and I'm going to be in the show. And I know she didn't really have too many friends like that. I'm like, well, my sister's going to be there. And I also had another friend who was coming. And she told me she didn't really have that many friends either. So I was like, okay, cool. You just sit with my sister. I was telling the girl, you could do the same thing, you know? Because I know, like, nobody wants to just sit by themselves or whatever.
Right.
Girl, she didn't even want to do that. Just keep making excuses. And really, that was the downfall of everything after that. Like, just acting funny, all of that. So after that, I was just like, you know what? It was whatever. It just kept being event after event. They were nasty. They were not clean.
Yeah. Like, it was a lot of just... I remember one situation where it's just like, after that, I just knew, like, they was kind of on the weird. Like, I can't even say what we was even doing, but just know, like, after that night, they really put a lot of stuff in perspective. I was like, yeah, these girls be on the weird.
Exactly. And it would just be small, stupid stuff. Like, what the heck?
Like I said, I really think it was jealousy and just them hating, honestly, because it was nothing really specific.
Exactly.
That they could really say that you did or something happened that make them do all of this stuff.
And I know I have like a big personality and I be having stuff going on. Like, I'm just be real in the most humble way. But I am like really a good friend through and through. Like, that's real. If I'm really your friend, like, I'm gonna be there for you. And that's how I was with them. And they literally just gave me the crack of their behinds, the kids, like, it was horrible. And then I remember at the end, after the big blow up, that last situation, tell me why this girl, the girl who I was originally cool with, took her microwave out of the common area and put it in her room. Like,
girl, like,
like, so that I could, like, oh, because that was her microwave. She bought that for the dorm, but she took it out. So it's just like, first of all, I didn't even get into the argument with you or your boyfriend or anything. Like, I didn't even get into it with you. But you take your microwave out, and she told them, like, yeah, y'all can come into my room if y'all need to warm something up.
Girl.
That's crazy. So you're trying to, let me get that straight, because my mom bought me a microwave, and it was there the same day.
Period. Because
but you try to prevent somebody from eating, like, the microwave out of all things is insane.
Like, and she ain't even cut like that. Somebody told her to do
she
that.
said,
like,
I heard her say, my mom told me. And that's crazy that your mom would do something like that. Like, girl, grow up. You're a grown behind woman.
And that's where it just goes back to, everybody ain't raised like how you was raised. Like,
exactly.
That's so messed up as a mom to do that.
Exactly.
Especially when your daughter wasn't even the person who was originally a part of the argument.
Exactly.
Like, what did she even tell you?
Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. What were they saying that I was such a, like, horrible person? Like, they all turned against me. I swear I didn't, like, I'm not saying I was perfect. There probably were things that I could have done better. Of course. I'm imperfect.
Majority.
But the majority of stuff, I would be completely confused. Like Kayla said, I really just think it was jealousy. And I'm not even one of the people who be saying, like, oh, yeah, she's just jealous of me. She's just jealous of me. I don't do that. So I really, like, it was really crazy. It was insane. Like, I've never seen anything like that in my life. That was my horror roommate story, y'all. So, and that just goes to show, the day we moved in, everything was fine.
Yeah.
So people can literally do a complete 180. They can sing one way, talk to Shawty for a whole year, like, thought we was gonna be cool.
Then she switched up.
Exactly. So you really never know who people are.
Okay, so for my roommate relationships, I really didn't have, like, no crazy story like Jael, but I definitely did have, like, little situations. But overall, it wasn't nothing, like, too crazy. My main thing was really, like, I know for my senior year, that was, like, our first year where it was, like, everybody in the dorm was messing with each other and everybody was cool. So it would be, like, different nights where people be in a common area or they outside talking real loud late at night. And my thing would just really just be like, hey, if it's like during the week, then at least by midnight, cool it. Or like at least by 1, cool it. But like it would be situation. Well, it was not situation. It was just one situation where I had my 9:30 a.m. class the next day, and they out in the common area just loud, just laughing, banging on my wall. And where my room was, it was like this would be the common area wall, and right behind it would be my room, where my head was. So it's just like that was one situation where I just went out there and I was just like, all right, bro, like it's getting loud, like can y'all chill? Went out there, cool, polite, and came back in my room. I'm like, all right, cool. I just told them. Then after that, So one of them like came right in front of my door where my bathroom was, banging all in front of my door, falling in the bathroom, hitting my door, still out in the common area. And it just got to a point where it's just like, at this point I'm aggravated. I had to come out there 2 times after that just to tell them to chill. And it's just like, it was one situation where one of my roommates, they significant others was just not really going back and forth with me, but really just aggravating me. And it was just like, bro, like it's 3-4 a.m. like, you see how I'm acting. And I rarely ever get out of my character for real dealing with roommate stuff, just because I just like, if I got a problem then I text you about it, cool. Mm-hmm. But it's just like he keep going on and on. It's like I'm going back and forth with him, and it's just like the next day everybody got a long message.
Yeah,
because it was just
like that sometimes.
It's just like, bro, like it's just certain stuff I let slide because it's just I get it. Like we in the dorm, we young, cool. Like I signed up for this dorm life. It's 4 of us in here. Mm-hmm. So some stuff is like, all right, it comes with it. But some stuff is just like, it's a respect
It's a respect thing. So that's real.
Once we cross that boundary where you like not giving me the respect that I'm asking for after I came to you multiple times, then you gonna have to hear my mouth. Exactly. I ain't gonna be disrespectful about it, but you gonna know how I'm feeling. Mm-hmm. And after that, I know they was talking about me. But nah, I'm not even trolling. It was confirmed they was talking about me. Because everybody after that was like, did you get a message from Kayla? Because like I say, I don't really be popping off. So if I really had to go out my way and send you a long message, then you know it was for real.
Yeah.
But after that, I ain't really had like no crazy situations where I had to like hit them up. But it's definitely been situations where that's bothered me to the point where I vented to Jael about venting to my parents. I just didn't like. But a lot of my situations wasn't as bad like how yours was when I had to like really check people for real. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ultimately, I think everything goes back to communication. Yeah. And you have to realize that, okay, I'm an adult now. You know, it's going to be different situations where if I don't like something or I feel like somebody's crossing a boundary, then I'm going to have to address it and being able to communicate. My situation was a little bit different. You know, I did have conversations with people about different things, and it was past the point of it not getting anywhere, you know.
Right.
So I just had to be in an uncomfortable position for the rest of the year. But I don't advise that. I know that a lot of people go through the weird roommate horror story thing. I really didn't think it was going to happen to me, but it did.
Right.
But it's uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable because you have to live with this person, you know, and everything you do now. You get into it with somebody really bad, y'all really have bad blood. Now you got to watch everything you're doing. You know, you got to watch your back. Like, it's a lot, you know, and this is where you got to lay your head at night. So I would definitely say once you start to see those signs and see different things, then I feel like you got to nip that in the bud early, address it, communicate. Like, hey, you don't got to be disrespectful or nothing, but try to address stuff. And if you see that something is not for you, like, don't even try to keep trying or whatever. Just straight look at it as a roommate, you know?
Right.
Like, try to keep your distance from that person. I would be trying to be out the dorm as much as I could, like, because I don't even want to be around y'all. And yeah, good thing I had other friends and stuff going on for myself outside of that, for real. And I wasn't just stuck up, had to be up in the dorm all the time and stuff. And Kayla came up to my school a lot around that time as well. So yeah, just if you don't address stuff or whatever, it's definitely going to be uncomfortable. But yeah, it's an experience. My next year, I had a really good roommate, and we're still good friends to this day. So it is what it is. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with my roommates now, but it was definitely some stuff that I would just be like
side-eyeing you about. Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
I'm cool with them and all, but it's just like living with people. You just see a lot of stuff that is just like I said, everybody wasn't raised like how you was raised, so it just kind of put a lot of things in perspective. But definitely communicate, and if you after the communication, if stuff's still rocky, then that's how you know like distance your stuff, find other stuff to get you out the dorm and keep it pushing.
Exactly. Of course, if it gets too bad, then you're gonna probably have to move out of that dorm or whatever. Because I knew people who had to do that.
Yeah.
The situation got really bad. Thank God my situation wasn't that bad. And ain't nobody was finna get me up out of where I stay. Like, for real. But yeah, it could be tough, especially for your mental health, you know. So it's a lot.
Yeah. So just being on campus and dealing with like loneliness, you know, that's something common that us college students kind of go through the phases. How did you go through that?
Like, how did I deal with it?
Yeah, how did you deal with it?
Let me tell y'all, my first year on campus, after, you know, you set everything up, and it's that and the third, you move in, and then you probably get something to eat with your family and stuff, and then they leave, and then you're just in the dorm.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's really when it clicked in for me. Like, I was kind of like, so what do I do now? Like, that's when, like, kind of like the light bulb came on for me. Like, I was like, dang, like, I'm really in college now. And it was kind of lonely at first, not gonna lie. But how did I deal with it? I still talk to my people all the time. You know, I would be on FaceTime with my people and would talk and text throughout the day and stuff. And I try my best to make friends and stuff. I was just trying to always keep myself busy, really, doing different things. So, but it's really, in my opinion, it's really no getting away from that loneliness feeling, because you're still away from home. And for most people, that's probably your first time long term being away from home. But it's just an adjustment, and it's something that you have to go through. It's a part of growing up. So it's just something that you got to go through. But you get adjusted and used to it after a while.
Yeah. I feel like for me, like, if I would look at all of my 4 years, I would say my freshman year was definitely the loneliness. Just because, like I said, it was COVID. Like, even though we was on campus, there was no off-campus activities, no parties. I mean, when they did have parties, it would get shut down immediately because it was not supposed to be
doing it. Yeah.
So any off-campus events was not really happening, and even the on-campus events, it was like you had to be social distance at the events. The events they would be hosting, it would be events where you really didn't have to do much, so you wouldn't have to be around in close contact with people. So that means lame. And then, like, we'll be in class, we have to sit like 5 seats away from each other. So it's not really like that where you like, oh, I'm sitting next to this girl every day in class, we talk and we cool, whatever. It was never really like that freshman year. And due to that, like, the way that I would really just deal with loneliness I would come home. Because I spent a lot of time in my dorm freshman year just because it was literally nothing for us to do because of COVID. If you wasn't wearing no mask, you wasn't not doing nothing. There was nothing going on campus, nothing going off on campus, just due to the fact that it was COVID. So I would just come home and just be home.
But everybody don't have that option. If you're going out of state or whatever, then you don't have that option. So you kind of have to fight through it, you know. But like I said, it is an adjustment.
Yeah, I feel like you just have to make the best out the situation. Like, even though I was coming home often, it would still be times where it was like even though we wasn't going out, we would still find a way to get a little drink and do a little game night, something small in the dorm. I feel like that's what everybody was really doing my freshman year. Doing small gets together with your friends in your dorm, because that was all that we could do. Other than that, if we wasn't doing that, baby, then I had the lucky way and I just came home.
Yeah.
But after that, though, like, after COVID was kind of chill down, fresh sophomore, junior, senior, like, everything drastically changed.
Yeah.
Like, it was like a whole flip. That's when people started coming out with different pages for the parties, for the functions, for different events, actual fun events. But during COVID, it was definitely lonely, for sure.
Definitely get homesick and stuff. I would say, yeah, at first it kind of was like a little rough, but after that I used to be like, I'm ready to go back to school.
Yeah.
After you like get past that, you know, loneliness, homesick feeling, then I used to be like, come on, I'm ready to go back to school. When I would be home for a little while and I'd be like, okay, like, I'm ready to go. Because you just get that sense of being by yourself, doing stuff on your own, having that independency, like not depending on anybody for real and stuff, just doing stuff on your own. Like, yeah, I wasn't really trying to hear it.
Yeah.
But some people, I also feel like going out of state isn't the best for everybody, because some people do go out of state and then it's just like it don't really be working out too well for them.
Yeah.
And they end up coming back home. So, but I don't know, I feel like you got to know yourself, but at the same time, if you just come back home, I feel like you're not really giving yourself a chance, you know? But it just depends on the situation.
Yeah, I feel like if it wasn't COVID, then it wouldn't have not been like that for me.
And I'm not saying in your situation. I'm talking about people who just leave the school.
Oh, yeah.
And come back, you know? I hate to see people do that. I mean, I get it, because situations can happen and stuff can be like really bad and you don't have a choice but to come back, you know? Certain stuff happens, or this is not the school I thought it was for real, and you see stuff for yourself or whatever. But if it's not a situation like that, like it's just a situation where you just kind of been used to being at home most of your life and stuff, I say like just give yourself a chance. Yeah. Give yourself a chance to adjust, because it'll probably end up being really good for you long term.
Yeah, I guess it's just a timing thing. Like, in that moment, you probably feel like, dang, why I ain't got this going on? Why I ain't got these friends? But it's just a timing thing. Like, it's going to happen. You just got to find your people. And then once you do, you'll be straight.
Fact.
Sometimes it just take a minute for others.
Yeah, exactly. But y'all know we got to do our Ask the Host. Your questions are our answers. You ask, we answer segment for the day. And the write-in this week is actually have a little something to do with college, so we thought this was the perfect episode to put this on for this week. And our write-in says, hey exclusive baddies, I'm in my second year of college and I just declared my major in business administration, concentrating in finance, because I thought it would open up a lot of career options for me. But now that I'm deep into my core classes, I'm starting to struggle with some of the material, and I'm starting to doubt whether this is the right fit for me. I don't want to waste time if this isn't the right path, but I don't want to just give up easily either. How do I know if I should stick with my major? How do I know if I should stick with my major or consider switching? Any advice would be appreciated. Thank you.
That's a tricky question.
Yeah, that's good. Well, you have a really good major, I will say that. Business administration, concentrating in finance. if you do stick through with it, baby, you're gonna be making some money. That's for sure. But you got to get there first, and I feel it. It's a lot of math. Me personally, I'm not a math girly. So if you were to ask me personally what I would do, I don't think that would be for me. But just because it's hard, if you pick that major, I'm sure you already knew, and that concentration being finance, I'm pretty sure you already knew before that it was going to involve math. I think. I don't know you personally, but I think you kind of already figured that. So if it's just something that is just a little hard, I say stick with it, you know? Like, stuff is a little hard sometimes, you feel me? But if it's something that you really feel like you just can't do it, like it's just beyond you, I would say change it. But I say try first, you know, keep trying. You're only in your second year, which I know that sounds like, okay, my second year, I only have 2 years left after this, but weigh all of your options first. Try to go to see whatever you are struggling with. Talk to your professor. Like, that's what they're there for. Go to their office hours. Like, what exactly are you struggling with? Just don't give up on yourself that easily. You know, if you told me like, okay, I'm in second semester of my junior year or something like that, I would say, okay, baby, like, I don't know. But I don't say just blatantly just give up like that, you know. Try to stick it out. Try to see it through. Talk to your professors. Go to their office hours. See what you can do first. And after that, if it's still not giving, then maybe change the concentration, because business is a lot of different avenues you can go into. So maybe that's not just your specific avenue. You can still concentrate in a couple other different things if you know you just feel like finance is not for you.
Yeah. In my opinion, I feel like I agree. Definitely still try and see if you can, you know, work it out. And if you are having issues, just because, like, I low-key feel like I have personal experience with it, just because I changed my major, and then the major I changed it to, I was still having doubts. So, but just when I figured out when I changed my major the first time, I just switched, just because after just diving deeper into like what all involves it, I just realized that just wasn't for me. I just knew, me personally, I was going to have to do diligence to actually put up with it and everything. So I did make that executive decision to switch. But that's just because I just felt in me that it just wasn't right for me. Like, I was just feeling it. And it low-key happened accidentally when I switched my major. Like, I was doubting it the whole time. And then some kind of way I did this kind of survey, I don't even know, and I messed around and switched it by accident, and I was like, dang, that just must be God. Yeah. And it was a situation that was just placed like that for me. That's how I just knew. But as far as once I actually chose my major and I was still having doubts with it, it's just mainly I was having doubts just because of I didn't know what specifically I wanted to do with my major and my concentration. So I was having doubts of like what my future was going to look like post college. But once I like did more research and actually figured out what interests me, I grew to love it again. So if you get to that point where you go back and research and see if like, hey, maybe financing isn't for me, but I still like my major, I can just switch to concentration, that's fine. But just actually researching and just seeing if it actually resonates and fit with you, that's just how I like, you know, switched and had the revelation of that my new major was actually good for me. It was really just me just researching and just going back and forth of weighing out my options. But I feel like that's probably the best advice I can really give you. Yeah, just based off my experience.
And that's real. And I feel like I think it's good that you are only in your sophomore year and you are trying to figure that out now, because a lot of people get to the end of the finish line or near the finish line, I should say, rather. And now they're trying to, oh, maybe this is not what I really wanted to do. Right. So if you can figure it out now, really sit down with yourself and contemplate, weigh your decisions, weigh your options, then do that now. Yeah. Like, that's good that you're doing that now rather than later, when it might be too late, you know? Or now you're adding more time to your graduation date and different things. And ultimately, I am really an advocate for going to college and majoring in something that you're going to love. Because, like I said, not quitting just because something is hard. Sometimes I would be stressed in my major as well. But at the end of the day, I liked what I was doing. And I really loved it. Like, the assignments would be stressful and stuff sometimes. But seeing everything come together and stuff, like, that brought me joy. I liked it. And that's kind of how I knew that this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But if you're not getting that feeling and it's just not doing it for you, or you just like, this is just too much, you know, yeah, you might want to consider
switching.
Yeah. Reevaluating things and really tapping in and just thinking about that, you know, because this is the rest of your life and you paying for that degree, baby. So if this is not really what you, you might want to go a different route, you know.
Facts. And one like main, I guess, like alert or thing to look out for, girl, if you done reached out to the professor, got tutoring, got help, and you fell in all these classes and assignments back to back to back to back, all these classes, and everything you doing is just not helping and not clicking, that's your sign right there.
That's the
like,
sign.
If it's just like, because I know, I mean, like you say, sometimes it's hard, certain stuff, certain lessons in your major is harder than others, but if it's like every single thing is just not clicking, not getting it, and you just not loving the experience even through the stress, that's how you know for sure.
Yeah, exactly. That part. If you're not loving the experience through, then nah, that's not for you. You know, you just stressed all the time. Like, you just hate it. You hate going to class. You hate this. You hate that. Like, that's probably not. It's probably not for you, and that's okay. Facts. So many different majors to choose from. In business, like, it's a lot that you could do. So don't feel bad about it. You're only in your second year, so. Like I said, think about everything that we said, and if it's still not giving, baby, just go ahead and switch that. You got time. It's okay. Thanks. You don't got a lot of it, but you got some time. So
as long as you get the degree at the end.
Exactly. And it's what you love, then yeah. So yeah, that's our advice. We hope it helps you out. Good luck on all your future endeavors.
Yes, good luck. Okay, so for our last segment, you know, you guys, it's called What Would You Do? So it's your second week of school, second week of college, and you're getting to know your roommate. She seems cool so far. However, when you come back to your dorm, you walk in on her going through your closet and trying on your clothes. In this situation, what would you do?
Baby, going through my clothes. Trying on my clothes, going through my closet, going through my clothes. What's tea?
On me. Second week of school, baby.
Why are you in my room? That's crazy. That's insane. I don't play about that.
Facts. Like, I feel like my first reaction would just be like, sis, I would be like, what are you doing?
Exactly.
That would be my first thing. Like, what are you doing?
Why are you in my room?
Not even your room, like. Because if you in a room where it's like y'all side by side, it's like, why are you on my side of the room?
That's true. That's true.
Why you on my side of the room rummaging through my drawers and stuff? If I ain't there, don't ever feel comfortable going through none of my stuff. Even if like we was tight, unless you got like the okay for me, like I told you, or you asked me, hey, can I like wear this, and this, or can I see if you got this? Then I'll be like, okay, cool, but. Second week of school, and I'm just getting to know you, I would definitely feel a type of way. I would definitely think you was weird and creepy. And if I caught you doing it again, sis, trust me, it would be a room change.
Exactly.
Because what? Like, are you trying to steal my drip?
No, that's crazy. I actually never had, like, this room situation where I shared the room with somebody. Like, I always had my own door. So yeah, that would be different for me. It ain't even no second nothing, baby. Like, why are you with my stuff? You know, that's crazy. I'm actually kind of scared of you now. So,
and then got my clothes
that's
on.
like you said, that's kind of creepy. Like, I don't even know what your motive is, what you're trying to get at. That's weird. Like, I think I would be switching my room. Switching something like that's not gonna work. Like, after you do something like that, if you felt comfortable to do that, I don't know what like you're gonna be going into and stuff while I'm going, especially for sharing the room. Yeah, no. And that's real though, because I've heard people say that their roommates like went through their stuff, was stealing their clothes, all of that.
Yes, like this happens.
Real.
Like,
it's real.
Nah, that's definitely weird behavior. Like, literally, what is your motive? Like,
exactly.
No way you just, oh, well, Kayla's gone. Let me hop up and try on her clothes.
Exactly.
And then you got my clothes on while flipping through my clothes in the drawer, in the closet. Right. Like, no, bro. Like, that's definitely weird. Definitely crazy. I would think you was trying to steal my stuff.
Yeah.
And the RA will be told about it. Because no.
That's absolutely not. We will not be cool after that.
Nah.
Yeah, that's a bit creepy, and yeah, no. So for anybody watching out there who's going to college, I hope that does not ever happen to you. I hope none of our horror stories happen to you guys, honestly.
Facts.
Like, I really hope everybody just has a smooth college experience, but that's kind of a reach. I know that's probably not going to happen.
As smooth as possible, at least.
Exactly. At least as smooth as possible. And for anybody out there watching who's going to college soon, best of luck to you. Make sure you're getting everything in and, everything done on time. All your stuff is together so that you can apply and get into your dream school, all of that. If you're in college, keep doing what you're doing, baby. You know, keep it up. That degree is only a couple steps away.
Yes.
It's not far. It's worth it. That's something that you have for the rest of your life attached to your name, and nobody can take that away from you. Period. So it's definitely worth it. Go after that. Get all your stuff together. Make sure that you're just networking, like we said, building those connections, staying connected to people. You never know how somebody may be able to help you, or how you may be able to help somebody else in the future. So just make sure you stand on top of your stuff, and yeah, have fun. You know, you're never gonna get this time back. You're never gonna get these years back. So enjoy it while you can. And yes, best of luck to all y'all out there.
Yes.
We only have 2 more episodes left, y'all, before season 2 concludes. So if you haven't been staying up to date, make sure you get up to date. You're watching the episodes from this season, and make sure you're liking, you're commenting, and subscribing. We're on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Instagram. So make sure you're following us at Exclusive Tea Talk Show. No E. Exclusive Tea Talk Show. Straight like that. Yes, episodes dropping each and every Friday. We only have 2 more left. Tap in, stay tuned.
Facts, tap in.
Yes. So again, it's your host Jai
and Kay,
and we'll see you guys next Friday.
Bye.